Yeah, here we go. Show me the money. Are the Bidens still getting paid by these foreign governments? They got money from China, Russia, and Ukraine. I'm trying to figure this out. And joining me now is the top of the line, doesn't get any better than Peter Schweizer, president of the Government Accountability Institute and author of Red-Handed, How American Elites Get Rich Helping China Win. Peter, welcome back, as always, my friend. So let me ask a couple questions. I mean, Hunter Biden's interesting to me, but Joe Biden is more interesting to me for obvious reasons. Now, he was vice president, let's get to lay this out, 2009 to January 2017. They made money, they had cash flows, they made money from Russian deals, Chinese deals, Ukraine deals. Is there any way to figure out what he got? I know it was commingled, his money was commingled with his son Hunter's money, and you had this chap, what was it, Tony Bobulinski, who said, you know, saved 10% for the big guy, quote unquote. So, Peter, is there any way to figure out how much Joe Biden got during that period when he was vice president?
Well, there isn't, Larry, without subpoena power, with actually looking at banking records. But you're quite right. I mean, the Hunter Biden laptop shows that Joe and Hunter had joint bank accounts in some cases. They had intermingled finances. We know that Hunter was paying his dad's bills, monthly bills, and also special bills like renovations on his home. And we also know that some money that Hunter Biden collected from China, at least $2 million, went to James Biden, Joe Biden's brother, and there may be money that went from James Biden to Joe Biden as well. So short of subpoena power and ability to look at financial records, we don't know. But we do know the Biden family itself received some $31 million from China, at least $5 million from Ukraine, and at least $4 million from China. But I think the numbers are much higher than that.
$4 million from Russia, $5 million from Ukraine, and 31 from China. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. And when you look at who made these deals happen, Larry, that's even more alarming. In the case of China, we used the laptop to find out who actually made those deals happen for Hunter Biden and the Biden family, or as my kids would say, who made it rain for them. And we identified 4 Chinese businessmen who made those deals happen. Each and every one of them, Larry, have links to the highest levels of Chinese intelligence. So in one instance, a guy that helped Hunter secure a $20 million deal, at the same time he was helping Hunter Biden, he was business partners with the vice minister of state security in China. That's their spy apparatus. And his responsibilities as the spy agent was recruiting foreign nationals to spy for China. So this is not just corruption. This is very serious national security stuff we're talking about.
You betcha. And, you know, I'm reading through all your emails in your reports, and the basic time frame here, this is off the laptop, is 2010 to 2020, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it was 27, whatever. But that's the period that Joe Biden was in office. And, you know, you just mentioned $4 million in Russia, $5 million in the Ukraine, $31 million from China. So that's, we'll call it $40 million in round numbers. And the only hard numbers we find, $4,300 for contracting and construction in the house. Mortgages were paid. I don't know how much. Phone bills were paid. So it's like, what happened to the other $39.9 million? And I can't help but think of Bobulinski, that the big guy had to get 10%. I mean, Peter, something, you know, show me the money. I know it has to be subpoenaed. Maybe we're going to need a special counsel for that when the Republicans win Congress. But there's something very suspicious and phony about this. And I'm even asking, I'll ask you, but I know it's impossible, I think, you know, is Biden Jr. completely divested of that China investment fund? And is Biden Sr. completely divested? Or is he still receiving money, still receiving dividends, royalties, Lord knows what?
Yeah, we don't ultimately know. What we do know, Larry, is the Biden family received a $5 million loan from a Chinese businessman. It was an interest-free, forgivable loan. So who knows what the status of that is? But it's really impossible to know. That's part of the problem here.
So you've got to subpoena these records and emails, including if there's a new laptop, right? I mean, that's what has to happen. Conservatives should just focus on that.
Yeah, and remember, we've got this grand jury in Delaware. I think one of the reasons that the Biden team cooperated with the New York Times in their recent piece about the grand jury is they're quite concerned that Hunter Biden is going to be indicted. He's being looked at by the grand jury for tax evasion, money laundering, violations of FARA, the Foreign Agents Registration Act, and possible political corruption. So I think they're quite concerned. And here's the problem. If there's a trial, it's going to start pointing fingers at Joe Biden. So it's going to be very interesting to see if they come back with a recommendation to prosecute, how that's handled by this Justice Department.
All right, that's a very important point. You're absolutely right. I just want to know, follow the money, cash flows. Who's still getting what? I mean, that's just so important. Anyway, Peter Schweizer, I hope you come back and keep reporting to us on this story. Show me the money, Bidens. Come on, come clean.